Hey everyone, welcome to day number 2 of the 5-day back pain challenge. So this is going to provide you with how you are going to fix your back pain. Yesterday we talked about what are the causes of back pain as well as how do we fix it. So we talked about kind of filling the jar with the big rocks first as opposed to starting with the small things. So what are the big rocks? The big rocks are taking care of your workstation setup. So if this is you all day long during the coronavirus with your laptop, kind of hanging out on your couch or just like chilling over here, then this is not going to cut it for your back if you're doing this for hours. See, first things first, set up your workstation to make sure that you do have a dedicated area to do your work. So let's head over to dining room table. All right, so some of you may be sitting in the dining room, and here, let's come on over here. I got my trusty assistant Gabby with me right now, taking this video because we're going to be kind of moving around a little bit. So let's say you're sitting at your laptop. Some of you might be doing this at your kitchen table or maybe your dining room table where you're sitting on your laptop kind of like this. And you're like this for hours throughout the day. That is not going to be good for your back pain. So let's, first and foremost, let's talk about your chair. So what kind of chair are you sitting in? This is our actually kitchen chair. It's similar to our dining room chairs, but as you can see, this chair does not have a lot of support for my tush there, and it doesn't have any support for my lower back area here. So if I'm sitting like this all day long, my back is going to be killing me. So what did I do? I got rid of my kitchen chair. So ideally, if you can get yourself an office chair, I actually went to the office and brought my office chair home. So if you can grab your office chair, then definitely grab your office chair because, or if you can invest in one right now, definitely do that. Because if you're going to be sitting at your computer and working from your computer for hours upon hours, then you are going to need a better workstation setup. So first things first, let's kind of go from the bottom up. So what we want to make sure is that when you're sitting in your chair, the height of your chair, you can adjust the height of your chairs. If you have an office chair, your feet want to be on the floor. Feet on the floor, knees should be about 90-degree angle at your knees. The back of your knees should not be digging into your chair. So those of you that are a little vertically challenged and you don't have long legs, make sure you're not hitting the back of your chair, because I've seen a lot of folks with having kind of knee pain in the back of their knees because the back of their chair is digging into their leg and their feet are like dangling all day long. So if your feet do not touch the floor, then you're going to use a footrest. All right, so make sure that your feet are flat. If they're not touching the floor, use a footrest, and then make sure the angle at your hip is about 90-degree angle. So from my hip to my trunk here, this is about a 90-degree angle. So for me, I'm a little taller, I have a little longer legs. This chair height would be too low for me because the knee is higher than my hip now, and this causes my spine to go in flexion, we call it, or a rounded position. Rounded position, no, 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 not good. All right, we want to make sure, for me, I got to raise my seat up to make sure that my hip is actually a little higher than my knee. This is going to place my lower back area in a better position. So now you notice how I got one of these handy dandy little lumbar supports. All right, you can get these probably any pharmacy right now. You can get a little bit of lumbar support, or honestly, you don't want to invest in one of these guys. You can do the poor man's lumbar support. This is what I did. This is what I do when I go to the beach. Put this in my beach chair, and this provides, just take a little beach towel, tape it up, as you can see what I did, and just stick it right under in your lower back area, right on your lumbar spine. So that is the arch that you want to support. Your back should be curved a little bit in the lower lumbar area, so now I feel supported. All right, you want to make sure you're sitting all the way back in the back of your chair. You do not want to be one of those people that is into your work and you're working on a project. You're like me, updating my website page this morning like this all day long for hours upon hours. Your back is going to be killing you. So you want to make sure you're sitting all the way in the back, supporting that lumbar spine. All right, so now let's move our way up here. Elbows, your elbows should be at a 90-degree angle with your elbow underneath your shoulder. Okay? You do not want to be, so if my chair was too low, can you see that my elbow is lower than my wrist? No, 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 not good. All right, because look what's going to happen to my wrist. My wrists are going to be like this, and I'm going to be getting carpal tunnel syndrome, and my hands are going to go numb. So I do not want that. So I need to raise my chair up. I need to get my elbow. This table, honestly, is slightly higher than what I really need, but we're going to talk about that solution in a little bit. But the elbow's under the shoulder. Don't be one of these people, too, out here, where your elbows are straight. This is going to give you tennis elbow, and elbow tendonitis, and elbow pain. No, no, no. Okay? Also could give you some shoulder pain as well. All right? So you want to make sure you're not out here, that you're here. And then finally, your head position. Where should your head be? So look at my screen. It's all the way down here. So now my head is looking down. This puts a lot of stress to my neck. So this is going to cause me neck pain, neck tightness, tightness in my upper trigger points. I'm going to be stressed, and I'm going to be in a lot of pain. So that's not a good thing. So what's the solution here? Solution, external monitor. So that's where we get an external monitor if you have a laptop, and this is going to fix your head position, because ideally what you want to be doing is you want to make sure that your eyes are looking straight ahead. So the top of your monitor should be in line with your eyes. The monitor itself should be slightly tilted back, a couple of degrees back. So now you can visually see here, and now this honestly is a little high for me in sitting, but I'm going to show you kind of where I spend the majority of my time, especially for my back. So external monitor is going to really help you out a lot if you are working from a laptop, especially if you have neck pain. If you're looking down all the time at your laptop, that's going to cause a lot of stress to your neck structures, the discs in your neck, and you're going to have neck pain. So try to think about fixing that solution. So now, as far as the back pain goes, I shared my story with you yesterday, how I have back pain when I sit too long, when I'm in this flexed position. So first and foremost, when you're working, you need to move. You need to move every 30 minutes. I don't care if it's just for a couple minutes, but the recommendation is you need to get out of sitting every 30 minutes, walk around a little bit, go grab some water, go to the restroom, go grab a snack, make sure it's a healthy snack, right? But then we need to change our position. So for me, I cannot spend a lot of time sitting. So what I do is I go sit to stand station. So this is my little setup with my sit to stand station, and this is where I spend most of the time working, honestly. And this setup for me with my screen is actually better in standing. So if you notice that the top of my screen's in line kind of with my eyeballs there, and my keyboard is actually better for me as well in standing. So my elbow is now in line with my wrist. My wrist is in neutral. So nice neutral position. And this is where I'm spending time. I got a little external mouse, if you have that. Prevent eye strain, guys. You got to get the blue light blocking glasses. So I actually just got these 2 weeks ago because my eyes were bugging out. They were feeling strained. I was getting headaches. So my eyes were feeling very strained. This blocks the blue light. Highly recommend that. But you have to stand as much as possible. And when I stand, I pop my little foot roller over here. Might as well roll out the bottom of my foot. Work on that fascia, because that gets a little tight with some running. So a nice little foot roller. In case you guys, a little tip, I don't think I've shared that within the group here. So there's my little foot roller. I do that in standing. I shift which leg I have forward. I'm kind of using my muscles as I'm standing. And then when I get tired of standing, I go back down to sitting for a little bit. So it's all a matter of changing positions, changing postures, not being in one position, unsupported in the lower back area in order to prevent back pain. So all the things we're going to be covering these next couple of days are going to be proper lifting, proper bending tomorrow. Thursday, we're going to talk about mobility, stretching, exercises. Friday, we're going to talk about stabilization, strengthening. Stabilization, strengthening, and the mobility, the stretches, they're not going to impact your back pain if you don't take care of this. So if you're doing this all day long in a faulty position, posture, and you're not moving, then your back pain is not going to feel better. So that's why this was day number 2, is to address your workstation setup. So now my challenge to you is I want you to evaluate your workstation setup at home. I want you to identify which of the things that I talked about today do you need to change in order to help your back pain? Is it your chair? Do you need lumbar support? Do you need to raise your chair, lower your chair? Do you need to figure out your keyboard height? Is your table height off? Do you need an external monitor? Let me know down below in the comment box. And for those of you who got something out of this post, please tag a friend who's in the group. I'm going to actually throw this on my YouTube channel as well. So if you're watching on YouTube, copy the link and share it with a friend of yours who needs to help improve their workstation setup. I look forward to the next 3 days of this challenge. And remember, Saturday, if you want to be in it to win it, I'm giving away over $400 worth of giveaways and prizes. So check out the post within the Healthy Runner Facebook group that I posted on Sunday with the video of the guy in the funny looking Easter ears, Easter bunny ears, on how to get in to this challenge and be able to win some free prizes, free programs on Saturday. All right, check that post out, write that you're in it, tag 2 people into the group. I hope you all have a great rest of your Tuesday. I look forward to seeing you for day number 3 tomorrow.